Hey, Kafkuba fans. So, as you know, I'm attempting the Appalachian Trail on March 19th, and I thought it'd be a good idea to download FarOut parentheses Guthook. Um, so this is a short video on my experiences with downloading it like an hour and a half ago, and even though I searched online for certain things, it wasn't really clear. So I thought I'd give a comprehensive video on things that aren't necessarily clear from any of the information you find online. So you just go to your Play Store or wherever on Android and on iPhone. I'm sure there's an iPhone store, and you just download the app like any other app. And here it is. So I'll open it up. And I've already downloaded a map, but what you do is you go to, so it's free to download the app, but you have to pay for the maps if you're a hiker, in which case for the Appalachian Trail it cost me $60. You pay by using your credit card and all that stuff. And in that, if you go to change guide and click on Appalachian Trail, for example, once you pay for the Appalachian Trail map for $60, it gives you the sections. And I downloaded the first few. I haven't downloaded the entire trail yet just to see what's going on. And if I, for example, open up the Springer Approach Trail and open it, it kindly gives you the approach trail and all the points of interest, such as water, lodging, shelters. I won't get into all that too much, but that's great. There's a compass here on the upper left-hand corner. If you push that, it kind of realigns you north to south. Um, there's tools such as create check-in, which I wasn't really sure what that meant, and blah, 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 blah. All these things down here. Share your location by email. It's pretty self-explanatory as you go through it, so I'm not going to focus on a lot of that. You can get your information on that particular section, such as incidents or weather, I'm sure, and whatever. So now you'll notice what I did was turn on my location in the bottom right, in which case you need to have your location on your main device. And whether your location is on your main device or not, you still have to turn your location on using this within the app. And as you can see, it's located me where I'm presently sitting drinking a beer in Connecticut. And I got a fancy little picture there. If you go to your profile, you can put your name and so on and so forth, and a couple pictures to make it look like you're a fancy hiker and all that stuff. So I created my username, Kafkuba, which is the name of my YouTube channel, and you can go to settings and all that other stuff. So yeah, so you know, you can go to map, and if you zoom back in using your fancy little fingers, you can go to the map you selected, and you can do things like check elevation. You can go to list and see where certain things are. So that's all pretty self-explanatory, and I don't really want to get into that because a lot of that stuff is described online. But the interesting thing I want to cover here is, all right, what if your family wants to, follow you while you're on your trail? So I was like, okay, so if you go to social feed, and you set up an account and you tell all your loved ones that you have a Gut app, they can download it for free and not pay because they're not paying for the maps. They can just download the app, and you know, you can set up all the people that are following you and who you want to follow back. Now, here's the big thing. I was like, what's a check-in, and how do they know where you're at if they don't pay for the maps? Well, you go to send a check-in, and it uses GPS to give your present location, and you can add a little message here like, hello, I'm drunk, and you can send that, or I'm safe, or whatever. But because of GPS, it knows where you're at, and then when they go to your updates, they see pretty much your present location, which I showed you earlier was in Connecticut. So if you're on the trail and you send an update daily, it'll tell you where you are, and they can like kind of track your movements. Settings. Oh, here's a cool thing. Look at this. I went to settings where was it? Privacy settings. Here's the trick. Facebook. So, they changed the name from Guthook to FarOut, parentheses Guthook. I have a feeling that was I tried to search why they did that, and it was originally a private business, and now they're going big time. So, Facebook and Instagram and the Chinese probably got involved. So I turned off that Facebook stuff. I don't really know that I want that kind of attention, or I don't need any emails saying, "Hey, welcome to Facebook. We love you," i.e., we're tracking you. So you go back to map, and that all works great. So the bottom line is, I had my fiance download the app, and I sent her a message giving my check-in, and she was able to see my location, uh, which I assume is like Google Maps. So she didn't need to have the map of where I'm at. She just needed to know my location, and when she looked at it via Google Maps, she can see where I'm at. So that's kind of how that works. Um, I don't know when you download these maps. I'm sure it takes a certain amount of memory. That's why I didn't download them all. If I was to open that section, it tells me, the next section. So, it's a cool app. And again, you can recenter it north to south over here. And let's see, what does that do? Oh, if you hit that button on the upper right, your actual location, it puts me in Connecticut. So, whoops. I want to keep the app open. Uh, see, download manager. Oh, you can download all kinds of photos, I guess, from certain areas. I don't want to clog my phone with that kind of data and information, because I'm sure it's keep the app open. What's this information here? Oh, so in that particular section, there's some alerts or warnings. Tells you how to get permits here in the Smoky Mountains. So it's a really handy app, and you can't get lost either. This is the great thing. Like, I was thinking about carrying a compass or two. They say should carry two compasses because one could go bad, and the other one would, if you're lost, you can kind of use the other compass to make sure that your compass isn't bad, and if both compasses agree, you're good. But with this, so if I was to get lost, it actually shows your location with a little arrow, and you can like orientate it so you can like get back to the trail. So it's hard to get lost with this. And the great thing about it is you can be in airplane mode, i.e., not have um, uh, cell service or Wi-Fi service. And because of GPS, it magically tracks you and knows your location, so the FBI and CIA can find you for any reason whatsoever. So this is every bit of worth of $60. I mean, this is going to be a life changer. And now you're asking the question, okay, this is kind of a cheat, right? You should be out in the trail. You should be in survivalist mode. You should be able to find your way around without a fancy iPhone, space phone. But we're living in 2022 here, so you got to use your resources. So that's what I'm doing. This is a great app, every bit worth $60. You get lost, GPS is everywhere. Apparently, I thought you would think of cell service as a connection of towers, and it's a microwaves being sent from tower to tower, so you could be out of range at any point. Wi-Fi, of course, is Wi-Fi. While it uses cell towers to communicate, you have to be near a router or modem or some crap. But GPS, man, they can find you anywhere. There's a satellite for every human being in the United States. So the bottom line, download this app. It's a great app. No matter what trail you're doing. The key is you got to send check-ins. You got to have your followers all set up. You send a request to follow somebody, whether it's a fellow hiker, if you know their username, or if it's a family member, you got to tell them that your username is, in my case, Kafkuba, and they can send you a request. Again, it's free for your family members to download the app. They don't have to pay a cent if they're interested in following you at all. If you don't have anybody that cares about you, that's another thing. But if you have people that, if you have loved ones and they want to make sure you're actually moving on a daily basis, instead of just like on the side of a trail decaying while woodpeckers feed on your flesh, then then you know that's what this app is good for. Download manager. Again, that was the photos, I guess, from the very location. So I'm not going to get into how to use the app to find water or lodging. I just kind of wanted to go through downloading the app, initially setting up the maps, and setting up how to find people. I think that's about all I wanted to cover at this point. I'm sure I left out some things that I wanted to talk about. Oh, let me find where I am again. Ooh, we're in Connecticut watching football and having a beer. Yeehaw. Check this out. My profile. Look at those fancy pictures. Isn't that cute? I can edit my user profile, social settings. What's that? Social settings. Latest check-in, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here it is. Send a check-in. Oh, I think I covered this already. So I can, like, to send my location, just it sends it to all the people that are following you. So you don't have to go through a list and say, oh, I want to just send it to one person or another. It sends it to everybody from what I just found out. So anyway, that's a quick kind of dump on Guthook, or FarOut. So I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable now that I have this, because this was one of the last steps I was going to take, because I didn't want to pay $60 if I was going to like have a massive heart attack in the next 2 weeks and not be able to even show up at the trail. But it's $60 and it was fun to play with, and I got a video out of it. So anyway, thanks to all my fans for all the help they've been giving me with my questions. Heading north, Ian, Audrey, New Hampshire, everybody's been very helpful. I really appreciate the views and the comments and the suggestions on how to lighten my load. And oh, by the way, tomorrow my new backpack is coming in, so I'll have a review on that. And now it's just a matter of time. So thanks for tuning in. Ciao.